गौरांग
बिल्कुल।
दास जी, चलिए अब हम आपकी सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट जर्नी के बारे में बात करना चाहते हैं। बहुत से सवाल आए हैं तरह तरह के लोगों से।
हाँ, हाँ।
सन्यासी, भिक्षु, तपस्वी या मंक के जीवन में क्या होता है? आम मनुष्य के जीवन से कितना भिन्न होता है? और आप मंक कैसे बने?
राइट। तो वैसे मैं जब कॉलेज में था तभी भगवत गीता पढ़ने लगा था, और उसके पहले से मेरे मन में कई जीवन के विषय में प्रश्न उठते थे, और फिलॉसफी के बुक्स वैसे मैं प्राइवेट में कभी पढ़ा करता था। तो अ, मेरे मन में ये विचार आया कि जो गीता का ज्ञान है, जो कि अर्जुन को दिया गया, और अर्जुन उस समय कुरुक्षेत्र के युद्ध भूमि में थे। So when you read the context of the Bhagavad Gita, you see something very fascinating, that Arjuna was the most successful warrior. Arjuna was the wealthiest person. He was known as Dhananjay. Arjuna had never lost a battle in his life. Arjuna had a 100% track record of success. But when he saw in front of him his grandfather Bhishma and his teacher Dronacharya, Arjuna got totally confused. About what? He got confused that should I fight and kill my opposition, or should I consider Bhishma to be my grandfather and love him, and Dronacharya to be my teacher and respect him? तो उस परिस्थिति में अर्जुन के मन में बड़ा द्वंद्व उत्पन्न हुआ. He went into an identity crisis between being a warrior, a grandson, and a student. And so the Bhagavad Gita is bringing focus on the greatest cause of our anxiety and frustration in life. Is we are carrying multiple identities, and sometimes when these identities conflict, we get totally confused. And so, in spite of being the topmost warrior and having been successful in every battle, there was that situation where Arjuna knew what a battle is, what fight is, how to fight. He knew what to do, how to do, but he just could not understand why to do. And therefore, the Gita was spoken by Krishna to Arjuna to help him align with a purpose. और इसलिए उस समय मैंने देखा कि भारत में गीता तो वैसे काफी प्रचलित है, लेकिन गीता के विषय में लोग जानकारी नहीं रखते, और इसके माध्यम से मैं लोगों के जीवन में कुछ दिशा दे सकता हूँ. और जैसे हम देखते हैं कि जितना अधिक हम लोगों को प्रेरणा दें, केवल प्रेरणा प्राप्त करने मात्र से व्यक्ति बहुत कुछ कर सकता है. जैसे जब लंका पार करने का समय आया, समुद्र लांघने का समय आया, तो हनुमान जी वहां बैठे थे और उनको पता नहीं था उनकी शक्ति क्षमता क्या थी. जांबवान ने उनको याद दिलाया और तब उनसे प्रेरित होकर उन्होंने छलांग लगाया. तो हर एक व्यक्ति के अंदर अपना एक हनुमान बैठा हुआ है और उसको जागृत करना बड़ा आवश्यक है. तो उस समय मैंने यही निर्णय लिया कि चलो भाई, गीता के इस ज्ञान को हम लोगों में वितरित करेंगे. और पिछले 50 वर्षों में इस्कॉन ने पूरे विश्व भर में लगभग 50 करोड़ भगवत गीता वितरित किए. सो हैबिट इज अ लाइफस्टाइल टू बी लिव्ड, नॉट अ फिनिश लाइन टू बी क्रॉस्ड. एंड देयरफॉर one's commitment to this process will actually determine one's progress. Therefore, I realized that the value of what we drive doesn't matter as much as the values that drive us. And so the spirituality and yoga, it empowers us to reclaim our destiny, to do our best, to bring out the best, to attain our very best. And so I thought that let me start this journey. And at that point of time, I started studying the Bhagavad Gita and started sharing the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita with many people. And we are very happy that now we have Bhaktivedanta Research Center, which is affiliated with Bombay University. And the American Academy of Religion was established in 1963 to create an academic approach towards spirituality and religion also. And our hope is that sometime in future in India also, the opportunity for studying our ancient spiritual texts become available to students in every college, in every school, irrespective of whatever branch of knowledge they may be studying, because they'll get an opportunity to connect with our ancient wisdom in an authentic manner. And therefore, very soon, next year in September 2021, we are also inaugurating a fantastic school in Mumbai, which is known as Avanti School. You can visit its website, avanti.org.in, or I take the blessings of all my teachers who are attending today's program,
Right.
that they bless me so that our team can make this particular effort a success in India. Avanti is a ISKCON school which is running more than 10 to 14 schools in the UK currently. Avanti.org.uk is where you'll see the original schools in UK. Now they're coming to India for the first time.
Okay.
And therefore, this is very important that I, for my own self, was very much looking for a life of discipline. And discipline, as you know, is the fusion of intention with action. And just as food add to your physical weight, our thoughts add to our mental weight. And we have to choose both very carefully. So therefore, I embarked on this journey, which is basically a journey of trying to control one's mind and senses so that ultimately we can focus on sharing with people the real knowledge of the Gita. Yada vinyate chittam atmanam evavatishthate nispraha sarvakamebhyo yukta ichuttita. So Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, mind in perfect discipline and fixed in pure transcendence, able yogis trade their lust for inner independence. So therefore, the mind in itself is something which can be subjected to great control. And so, before we get into management of assets of other people, of things outside of ourselves, we should try to manage our own inner selves. Yatha dipo nivatastho ningate sopama smrta yogino yata chittasya yunyato yogamatmanah. So Gita also says, yogis contemplate the soul with mind always the same, just as lamps in a windless places burn with steady flame. So that's the whole idea of how the practice of the yoga in the different traditions, especially bhakti, help us control our mind and senses. So therefore, this was something which I began many years ago, and I'm happy that I was very enlivened to be in this journey as part of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON, and it has been a very enlivening and enlightening experience. And it is not that we are cut off from society, just like teachers in engineering college, professors in engineering medical college, they're also engineers and doctors, but they have chosen this profession as part of being teachers in society. So, that's a short understanding about my journey.
So basically यही पूछना था कि can you please share some less known facts about life in a monk's life? Who should consider in choosing this path? What attributes to be a great monk? And are there any hardships in this life? हम लोगों को बाहर से नहीं पता होता, एक छवि होती है दिमाग में, वो आप बताइए जरा.
Yeah, I think the most important factor in going and embarking in this journey is the intensity of desire which one may have. In the Bhagavatam, for example, there is a particular verse which describes what exactly is the benchmark for going in this direction. Atma jaya sutha agara pashu dravina bandhushu rajye chavikali nityam virudha mamatam jahau. Anybody in this world has 8 dimensions in their life. A person in this world who's living a regular life will have 8 dimensions. First is Atma. taking care of one's body. Second is Jaya, taking care of husband or wife. Third, Suta, taking care of children. Fourth, Agara, taking care of home, house. Pashu, which means, animals, or like elephants and horses in the previous age. Now it refers to vehicles. Then sixth, Dravina, taking care of wealth. Bandhushu, being part of society, Samaj, and social status, relationships, one's esteem in the society. And Rajya, which refers to one's area of influence or control, which is basically career. So these are the 8 dimensions of life as described in the Bhagavatam. So what does monkhood mean? Monkhood means giving up 7 out of these 8 dimensions, which is to retain only the dimension of taking care of the body. And then after that, Atma, which is the body, Jaya, immediate family, Suta, children, Agara, house, Pashu, vehicles, Dravina, money, Bandhushu, relatives, and career. All of these we give up, and therefore, in monkhood, the greatest sacrifice is the sacrifice of the ego. So the ego is the most difficult to control. When we say namaha, when we say namaskar, so the word na ma means ma refers to ahankar, our ego, and na means denying that. So therefore, in monkhood, we are accepting the position of being a servant and trying to be the servant of the whole society as part of being servant of a particular situation where we are connected with. So, it depends on where you are coming from, and if in the previous lifetimes you have already had a certain kind of journey. So basically, this cannot be done artificially, that all of us are leading a certain life from several lifetimes. And then when you actually are ready for this, things automatically start manifesting, opening up, and then you just connect with this life as part of a journey from some other life, and then it can go on smoothly. Otherwise, there are lots of people who have difficulties during this path, and there are various challenges which inevitably come, but with the help of a good support group and based on the sanskars which we have, then it is possible to go on simply by the causeless mercy of the community.
Understand. Thank you so much for giving the insight in a monk's life. हम लोग बाहर से पता नहीं क्या क्या imaginations में जी रहे थे.